Old Edgebrook is on Chicago's far northwest side. It's not a place you'll wander into by accident, and you're not likely to know one of the very few people who live there. If you do find your way into this leafy enclave, you'll be forgiven for thinking you've left the city far behind. Old Edgebrook is completely surrounded by forest preserves and the Edgebrook Golf Course. It exudes the feel of a very prosperous, very small town in the far reaches of New England. The kind of place where the locals don't want the streets resurfaced, because that would only bring out more tourists. You can easily picture Uncle Walt Disney with that old familiar smile, stopping to chat up the neighbors on some of the most neighborly porches you'll find anywhere. Old Edgebrook is a Chicago landmark district, though few of its homes are of landmark quality, and fewer still are in their original configuration. There are only 50 homes on Old Edgebrook's 3 blocks, which were plotted in 1894 as a railroad suburb. Architectural styles range from stately Queen Anne's to Tudor and Colonial Revival to mid-50s modern to the much more difficult to characterize. You wouldn't think a place like Old Edgebrook needs a park. It doesn't, but it has one anyway. The Mary Beckemeyer Quinn Park of Trees. This scenic grove was gifted to the Chicago Park District by Ed Quinn in memory of his wife Mary. Quinn instructed in his will that his home, which stood on the site, be torn down and that a minimum of 21 trees, quote, be preserved and replenished, unquote. You can find Old Edgebrook by turning south onto Central from Devon Avenue. Take a right on Louise, park along the Forest Preserve, and spend an hour or so just ambling around. You'll see few cars and fewer people. You may be passed several times by a group of locals biking the circuit. If you ask them how many times they go around, they'll say, until we get tired of it. If you like the feeling of a small town, you're not likely to tire of Old Edgebrook